your source for independent music from around the world. So take a seat, take a listen. Here we go, The Balcony Show.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to The Balcony Show. I'm your host, Dan Thatcher, here in studio with the MadCat.
Hello, hello, hello.
So,
here we are.
Here we are for another fun-filled adventure for you folks out there in listener land.
Strap in, give it a good listen.
That's right, because guess what? Guess who's got the hashtag tonight?
Oh, that would be me, the MadCat.
All right, I'm ready, dude.
So today's hashtag, Farm Kid Survivor.
Farm Kid Survivor.
So, yes, this story takes us back to when the MadCat was 14.
Oh, no.
And once again, disobeying two parents literally at the same time with disastrous results.
My kind of kid.
Yeah. The mom calls up because she was at work. She calls up and she wants me to go up to the upper barn and water the horses and stuff like that, you know. So the stepfather, he's going through and cleaning out, you know, his gun closets and stuff like that and his old muzzleloader, and he finds this bag of old black powder.
Wait, a muzzleloader?
Muzzleloader, flintlock, you know, like David.
And gunpowder.
Yes, David Crockett kind of gun.
Oh, my God.
Way back in the day.
This is going to be bad.
So he finds this bag that's been up there a while, and it had gotten damp and dry and damp and dry, and you can no longer use it in the gun.
Right.
So in his defense, he did say, just go throw this out.
Did he not know you?
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, he was the one that first deemed me evil, you know, so, I mean, who knows? But, you know, again, I'm the MadCat. I don't listen. So in my head, I'm already plotting out this great idea I have with this old chest that I had found in one of our old barns that was up on the property. So my idea was I wanted to make this little design on there, and then I wanted to ignite the gunpowder and carbon score the design into the wood. It would have been really cool.
Well, now, wait, that sounds logical.
Right. And you see it all over the internet now, people actually doing artwork that way.
Well, yeah, they do the lightning on the tables and stuff.
That is absolutely correct.
See?
Yep.
You were ahead of your time.
I was ahead of my time, but I'm sure that these idiots didn't blow themselves up like this idiot.
You blew yourself
What
up.
do you mean? Blew himself up? Yes. As only I can do it. I'm sitting there, it's a little windy, so I'm down over top it, and I'm huddling in close with the lighter so I can block the wind. I got my little Cupolini hat on to cover my head, okay?
Well, thank God.
Yes, you know, yeah, afterwards, you know, no doubt. But it still didn't matter. It was a horror show. So as it finally lights, but because it's unstable, it didn't light properly. It went, foot, and I was like, okay, and then in that millisecond, and we're talking a fraction of a millisecond, I realized the bag is still at the end of the design.
Oh, no.
Absolutely. So finally, you know, and within that fraction of a millisecond, it goes, poof, right in my face. Okay, and I'm literally probably about 6 to 8 inches away from this.
Oh, no.
Okay, so now I didn't think anything happened. Yeah, I was like, oh, wow, that, you know, everything's good. Ran over, grabbed some snow, mushed it in my face really quick. And I'm like, man, okay, dodged a bullet there. I mean, I did smell a little bit of singed hair. I mean, I was 14, you know. I had a little peach fuzz growing in there. You know? So then I walk in the house, and my brother Mike is sitting there, and he's looking at me. He goes, you idiot. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? And he's like, what did you do? And I was like, well, you know, the bag of gunpowder blew up. And he goes, yeah, but your face. And I'm like, what do you mean my face? He goes, you better go take a look. So I went into the bathroom, and I'm looking in the mirror, and now gunpowder gives off a green residue. Okay?
I never knew that.
Yes. So now my face is green.
You were a Martian.
100% a Martian. So, but it was in that moment that, because after the blast, I ran and grabbed snow and mushed it on my face. Well, I didn't realize that I was as burnt as I was. Later on, I came to learn that I had first and second degree burns on my whole face. And when I mushed the snow on, I pulled skin off, and it was crazy. But it was also at that moment that I felt the most immeasurable pain possible.
Oh,
because the shock was over.
So, so you were in shock.
Oh, absolutely I was. And I never knew what the hell shock was. You know, to me, shocking was dropping an ice cube down in your damn drawers. That's shocking. You know, so and 5 days before Christmas, my brother's got to take me into the hospital. My mother's not around. They wouldn't let my brother sign me in, so they have to call my aunt. I have to wait for her. They would give me nothing for the pain.
Oh no!
And when I tell you, it's searing at this point.
Yeah, you know what I've heard say.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had burns in my lifetime, but never like that. But look, you know what? You'd never know by looking at you today.
Oh, no, not today. Not today.
You know, actually, you have a really good complexion. I got to say, ladies, you got to check the MadCat out. You know, he's looking good for her.
If the hospital had their way, they gave me a very bleak. They're like, you're going to be scarred for the rest of your life. And I'm sitting there, I was horrible. And when you're a 14-year-old kid, and now when everything swells up and you see the burn pockets, I had no eyebrows. None. My hair from about a quarter of the way up into my scalp was gone, you know, because up to where the hat was laying. But also, my lips were all chapped, okay, and scarred and scabbed. And who's the idiot that decides when he's got a mouth full of scabbed and burnt lips, he decides he wants a hot dog for lunch? Yeah, that was another great experience, because as I went to take a bite, all that chap and stuff. Oh, yeah.
Ew. All right, that's enough. I think we should get to our first song tonight.
Yes.
Which is going to be from Leaders in the Clubhouse, Lawn Chairs. Take a listen.
I sit and watch my neighbors stock their basements full of food. 10-pound bags of rice and flashlights showing attitude. Some were running out of town, others pray to be rescued. But I'm okay, I just see things a different way. It could be doomsday, but I won't care. You'll find me sitting there in my lawn chair. Strong prayer won't help you now, we're all on the same ground. Lawn chair for you and me. On air, TV clowns are saying get out of town. Lawn chair are all I need. If you go, how would you know if your odds will improve? What's the point of getting onto roads that will not move? If you thought they had a shot, well, you should go there too. But I'm okay, I just see things a different way. It could be doomsday, and I won't care. You'll find me sitting there in my lawn chair. Strong prayers won't help you now, we're all on the same ground. Lawn chair for you and me. On air, those TV clowns are saying get out of town. Lawn chair are all I need. They interrupt my program for an emergency broadcast. If this is not just a test, we'll know soon if we pass. But if this is it, there's books to read and time enough at last. Yeah, I'm okay, I just see things a different way. It could be doomsday, and I won't care. You find me sitting there in my lawn chair.
And you're back on the balcony with MadCat and Ann. And it's time for the first song from our interviewee tonight.
Yes, and this first song coming at you is Flesh and Blood by Doug Kaetz.
So take a listen, and we'll be right back with the interview.
No clue where they go. Robbed by a memory thrown away like old clothes. I've been the witness to the dead wishing stars. Truth is, no dream can change the people we are. Hard to admit when you're always afraid to feel troubled history, the past unwind. Hard to admit when you're falling in love again. Scared what you'll find inside of flesh and blood. Paint a fake scene, cover the deep design, the feelings that may leak. To keep it honest, more hurt will flood the mains of life, of living with the choice that's been made. Hard to admit when you're always afraid to feel troubled history, the past unwind. Hard to admit when you're falling in love again. Scared what you'll find inside of flesh and blood.
And you're back on the balcony with the MadCat and Ann, and we are in studio with Doug Kaetz. Did I say it right? I did it.
Well done.
Welcome, sir.
Hey, thank you.
So our audience just heard your song, Flesh and Blood.
Yes.
You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, that song kind of wrote itself. It was a little riff I did with with my pedal boards at home. I got that sound, and I never really went anywhere with it because I just thought it was a little too out there. And then just one day the lyrics came, and yeah, it put itself together. So
So you're the main person that writes these songs? They're your children, so to speak?
They are my children. Yes.
And how does that happen for you? How do you write? I mean, I had a guest, for instance, that said that lyrics came to her in her dreams. But everybody's process is different, so I'd like to kind of know how that happens for you or where you get your ideas from.
Well, I don't know. I think this EP that I recorded with AJ is the newer songs are like written about a girl. I guess you could say they're always written about a girl. So this song had many influences. Like I guess the main message from it is we're all flesh and blood. We're anything special. So I don't know. And then I like not making sense in the lyrics, and then you have to kind of interpret it, so you never know what it means. So
That's good.
So when people ask me like, "Oh, what does that part mean?" I always answer like, "I don't know."
Right. What does it mean to you?
Well, it sounds good though, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's mysterious.
Well, yeah, if it doesn't sound good, it's kind of like point not taken. Right?
Yeah. I hate being obvious with lyrics, so I try to like.
That's
creative.
cool. But you know what? I got to say, I'm going to ask you who your influences are, but
My influences.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I grew up listening to like heavy metal, like Slipknot, Avenged Sevenfold, Korn, System of a Down, and then I went to college for classical guitar and studied jazz. So I don't know. I have a lot of major influences. You know.
So you're pulling from all of those.
Yeah.
And finding your own sound too.
Mm-hmm.
I said when I first heard you, I thought of Panic at the Disco.
Do you know how many people say that?
It's your voice. I don't think it's your music per se. I
Yeah.
think it's your voice.
Yeah.
You know, there's a little bit of, and that's not a bad thing.
No,
I mean,
I welcome it.
he's
you know?
a gazillionaire, really.
Yeah, I know. He's got really tall hair
I mean,
like
who
I do.
knows?
you
Maybe
know?
you could be playing Kinky Boots next.
Oh,
Something to look forward to, Doug.
don't give me ideas.
So, where were you born and raised? Where are you from?
I'm from the Poconos. I grew up in Broadheadsville, Effort. Went to Pleasant Valley High School. And then I went to Moravian College in Bethlehem and fell in love with the Lehigh Valley. You know, it's just like always growing, a lot of things going on. So yeah, I'm local, homegrown, you know. I like it here.
It's a good little town.
It is a good little town.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I say often, and it's like, you know, a lot of people get really surprised by this area alone, the amount of talented local artists that are in the area.
No,
You know what
I
I mean?
agree. Yeah. I mean, we've played, myself and my band, we've gone to Philadelphia. We've played on the shore. I mean, we're playing New York City in like 2 weeks. But I mean, like,
Oh, cool. Where are you playing in New York City?
we're playing at Connolly's off of 45th Street, which is pretty sweet. And then
So,
we're playing.
all our New York listeners,
Yeah.
please go down to Connolly's and check it out.
But like playing those big cities, like it's kind of bittersweet because you're there, you're in the city, but then like, I don't know, it's not as like, it's a different vibe. You know, it feels like you go in, you go out, and there's nothing really you take from it besides saying that, oh, I played, you know, in the city. But then I go down to Lehigh Valley and I play, you know, and like I see a lot of the same faces. I feel a different vibe whenever I go to like different venues.
I think the Lehigh Valley is a little bit more intimate.
Yeah, more intimate. Yep.
But when you want to, obviously, the goal is to get your music out there and get heard. So you gotta spread out. And Philadelphia is also another area that I think is coming up too for the indie scene.
Yeah.
Been hearing a lot of things.
I mean, I guess it comes with like showing your face more often, but it's such a big area. When you're in the Lehigh Valley, I feel like, you know, you're going to run into somebody, you know, more than once. You know, I don't know how many times I've seen somebody. I'm like, hey, what's going on? They're like, oh, you're playing tonight? I was like, yeah, I'm playing tonight. You know?
yeah. But has this ever happened to you? Like one of your fans walk up and they'll go, oh, blah, 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 I know you. And you're like, oh my God, I don't know who this is. And they're like acting like I'm my best friend and I don't remember their name. Or...
Well, you just get good at smiling, you know, and then you figure out where you're like, oh. And then,
Or you lead off like I do when I have that. I'm like, good experience or bad experience? Where are we taking it from here?
yeah. What did I say to you?
Right?
That ought to tell you something about him. Was it good or was it bad?
Yeah. That's going to be the title of my book.
If it was bad, you'd be like, that's not me.
Yeah, right.
So tell us about your band, Dark River.
So it's called Doug Kaetz and From the Dark River. The newest EP is just From the Dark River. We're trying to rebrand ourselves, but it's like it's always changing. It's a revolving door of musicians, you know. It started off with whoever's available, you know. So
Well, at least you're honest.
yeah, it's like, hey, I got a full band gig. I just say yes to it, and then I just text all my friends like, hey, are you free the 28th? And they're like, no. I'm like, oh, all right. Let me go down my list of musicians. But now I got a pretty solid bass. It's Mark Marina down in the Lehigh Valley, and then Sean Cav on bass. Those are my main two guys. Sometimes we'll have a fourth musician, but that's just us. We do our thing, you know, and we're starting to really branch out for this year. And I'm here now, which is awesome. This is pretty cool. And like I said, New York, and then we're working on some shore gigs, Atlantic City. So,
Well, I got to say, this EP is really good. And what I like about your EP is not one of the songs is like a formula. You're one of these people that every song is a different thing. And that's like, it shows a really creative ability, you know? And so keep doing what, I think eventually people find their sound.
yeah.
But what the coolest thing about this that I liked was that you put the flesh and blood and then heartbeat is a different thing, and then you know what I mean, like you don't get the same, and then the use of the whales.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Well, because I get a lot of influence also from movies. I love movies. So I was watching Pirates of the Caribbean, I think, and it was like Johnny Depp floating out in the ocean, out in the blue. So I kind of like wrote off of that. And then when I came in the studio with AJ, I was like, well, listen, man, this intro, we need some whales. So we kind of like went online. We're like looking for different whale sounds. I don't know how many times we went through whale sounds.
I would have loved to have seen his
We were
face.
like, do you like that one? He's like, no. What about this one where he goes up and then down? I'm like, no, maybe this one. That was probably the majority of studio time.
So now you're an expert on whale sounds.
We are. And ocean sounds.
Nice.
Did we want Pacific or Atlantic or maybe the Indian Ocean waves crashing on a sunset? We didn't know, so we.
Oh man,
Those are the titles of the wave files, you know.
Oh, that was like our turkey show one year. We did a Thanksgiving show, and we had I brought in all the sounds of the different turkeys that they make. It was pretty cool. You have to listen sometime. Anyways, so the second song our listeners are going to hear is "Out in the Blue." Coincidentally,
The Whales.
The Whales. So you kind of gave us a little bit about what that is. So you want to go straight to it, and we'll take a listen, and then we'll be right back.
Yeah, definitely.
This is Out in the Blue by Doug Kaetz.
Kaetz, yeah.
In the blue, where the waves and skies start to intertwine, into the sea, where everything that did not now makes complete sense to me. Out in the blue, whoever thought I'd make it this far away from you? Into the sea, I was a fool to follow, but now I am home free. in the blue, out in the blue. I thought I was in love, but I have been wrong sometimes. I couldn't keep the story straight till I crossed the line. I thought I was in love. Take a guess how that one ends. Now I've been condemned to drift forever out in the blue. Blue, I see the queen of no good swim right up to me. Into the sea, the changing tides are pulling my weight wherever they please. Out in the blue, the moon is red while the sun hides his face. Into the sea, I wonder if I'll ever get back to our perfect place. Out in the blue, out in the blue. Sometimes I couldn't keep the story straight till I crossed the line. I thought I was in love. Take a guess how that one ends. Now I've been condemned to drift forever out in the blue, out in the blue, out in the blue.
And we are back on the Balcony Show with me, the MadCat, together with Ann, and in the studio with Doug Kaetz.
Wow. You did that the first time. I'm impressed.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's your, awesomeness, and that's what's up.
Yeah.
I like that. All right. So, first of all, where can they get this fantastic music?
They can get it on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon. I think it's on YouTube. Yeah.
So you're going to look for Doug Kaetz.
There you go.
And From the Dark River, Soundmine Sessions.
Yep, Soundmine Sessions, right here.
So we're going to have a very special thing happening here tonight. We don't usually do this, but we're going to let Doug do it because he's so good.
I'll pay you after.
Nice.
Seriously. So he's going to perform live his song Heartbeat. But first, you want to tell our listeners something about it.
It's about a girl, I guess you can say. They're always about a girl. But I like the song. AJ likes it too. Actually, it's about AJ. But anyways.
So, okay, is there a special someone in your life?
Yeah. Well, this was written before we were dating. So, like, this is kind of like what you write when you're feeling down or, like, trying to impress. So, obviously, AJ and I worked out. He's in the other room. Now Shannon and I are dating now, so, and it's going strong.
Well, you got to say shout out to Shannon.
Yeah, shout out to Shannon.
There you go. See?
Yeah,
making points.
Yeah.
Always looking out for our guests here on the balcony.
Shannon, watch out for AJ.
Oh, she knows.
Yeah? She know about the Tolino...
The Tolino wine tasting. For all the listeners, AJ and I accidentally went wine tasting.
Yeah,
looking for
accidentally.
coffee. Yep.
You accidentally stayed there. You accidentally had 2 bottles.
Accidentally held hands, but whatever.
So where can they get your fantastic music?
You can go on DougKaetzMusic.com. I have a link in there, but you can also search on iTunes, like I said, Spotify and everything. Facebook, just type in Doug Kaetz and my band page will come up. So,
Good to know.
Good to know. All right, so we're going to end things with your song, Heartbeat, and you're going to play it live for us.
yeah.
And thank you, sir, for coming on and spending some time with us here on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody take a listen. Buckle up your seatbelts, because here we go with Doug Kaetz.
Kaetz.
Doug Kaetz and his song, Heartbeat Live. Take a listen.
All right. I always seem to fail when I aim to please. Cast aside, drown with defeat, a missed heartbeat. I am in need of war to feel some pain, enough to convince I am human, scraping like I never had a choice, not in my head like I had no voice. Question demands, I spoke silently, nothing quite like disparity. I always seem to fail when I aim to please. Cast aside, drown with defeat, a missed heartbeat. Time is more cruel to those who wait, hands crossed. So I like statues with no purpose, stuck in place by dark unrest. Can life hold more without my dying brother's lament? Where did I go wrong with my life? Seeing you as a friend, tasting the wrong end of the knife, learning my heart will never mend. I always seem to fail when I aim to please. Cast aside, drown with defeat, a missed heartbeat. I always seem to fail when I aim to please. Cast aside, drown with defeat, a missed heartbeat. I
Thank you. Doug Kaetz, everybody, check out his new EP, Soundmine Sessions. Thanks for sticking with us here on The Balcony Show, proudly produced at Soundmine Studios for all your musical production needs. Check us out at soundminerecordingstudios.com. Up next is the spotlight portion of the show with our lovely hostess, Emily Noel.
Hey everyone, it's Emily Noel, and joining me on the phone is Mark from Best Not Broken. How are you tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. So you guys have come out with a new album called When Yesterday Comes, and we're going to listen to one of your songs off of it called Breaking Down. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. Yeah, this was a song that we've been kicking around for a long time, and we just never could really get it right. It just couldn't get the feel right, couldn't get the words right, and it all of a sudden just clicked into place, and it came out so much better than we ever thought it could be. And now it's one of our favorite songs on the album. So it was shocking. But I'm glad because there was a lot of work put into it.
That's awesome. So now tell us about the album. How many songs are on it? Where can we get it?
There's 5 songs. So I guess it's technically an EP. You can get it on iTunes, CD Baby, any purchase links like that. We're also on streaming sites like Spotify, Google Play, Apple Music, all the good stuff.
Awesome. So where can we find you on social media to keep up with all the latest and the greatest you guys have going on?
Best place is, our Instagram. We have a Facebook page that has all our events listed on it. Our website, bestnotbroken.com. Has literally everything you could ever want to look at or listen to from us, all in one place. So any of the usuals, Twitter, SoundCloud, whatever.
Perfect. And so you guys are currently practicing tonight. So do you guys have any shows coming up that you're getting ready for?
Yeah, we have a show at Attitash Mountain. It's actually a ski resort in New Hampshire.
Very nice.
So that's on the 22nd, and then we're going down to Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania? Where in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, I know. We're going to Harrisburg for the Millennium Music Conference.
Oh, yeah, very cool.
And that's we're playing on the 28th at O'Reilly's Tap Room, I think it's called.
Awesome.
So yeah, if anyone's around in the area and want to check us out, should be a fun lineup. We got people from the UK and Glasgow and Brooklyn and people from all over. It should be excellent.
Very cool. Well, Mark, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your practice to join us on the balcony once again. And everyone,
Always.
Check out this song, Breaking Down, off of their EP, When Yesterday Comes. Check it out.
Virtue falls away before the king of fools is taken on parade. Poets carry on, a dancer sings her song. Still all the children scream, there must be something wrong. Breaking down, I'm breaking down. Behind the sermon's lie, with royalty the charade for which we live and die. They say the judge is crazed, and can the cathedral be saved while the pillory stands with blood of brothers stains? When the servants revolt and the soldiers return, lost daughter is home, it's a slow and steady burn. When the rebels and thieves trade trouble for peace, all's forgiven in time and they leave it all behind. Falls from stone, a last embrace, forever home, to rise again, hand in hand, undivided soul. But dust doesn't decay when a chalice
Pro Tips, the business of music, with your host, Bo Sommer.
Hey Ann, hey MadCat. This is Bo Sommer on the balcony with Pro Tips, the business side of music. And this week we're going to talk about EPKs. And that's an electronic press kit. You've got a lot of plate, all kidding aside. You've got a lot of things that you need to consider and spend time on putting it all together. So to make your life actually easier, think about all the different people that you meet that you need to either give information to or they're looking to get information somehow about you. So different people have different needs. Venues have a different need than maybe a fan, what kind of information a fan would need. So keeping that in the back of your mind, I just came up with a list of like a handful of things that you should include in your EPK. One of them being a bio. Photos, definitely make sure that you've got professional promo photos on hand, and even include a couple vertical and horizontal shots. So that way you've got media outlets that are print or social media platforms that your pictures, you have the option to give either the vertical or the horizontal so that it fits and that you're not struggling when somebody from, let's say, a local newspaper wants a photo, but they only have the spacing for a specific size. Another thing, too, you want to keep in your EPK are your music, obviously, your links to your music and your streaming platforms where you are, iTunes, Spotify, etc. Video. You have any video sites that you want to include to guide people, whether, again, you're doing press, you're doing radio promotion. You want to also include some press clips. Hopefully you have some, and if not, you can build upon that, obviously, as you get more experience and your music gets out there and you're doing some more shows. Invite some of the local newspapers to cover your shows, and you can get some press clips. Definitely include those. Also include some band highlights. List any awards that you've won, any really cool performances that you may have under your belt. It just gives you credibility. And, of course, your contact info and your social media links. So make your story and the picture of your story cohesive. Make it easy, and those are your top level things that you want to include to make to pretty much guide somebody to your story and to your music.
Well, I can also say, as a person that's receiving a lot of music in my inbox, that if I am not going to search out your music, so this is really important.
Such a great
point,
Ann.
You have got to have it makes you look professional, number one. And when I get inboxes, like somebody will send me, they won't even send me like really their name. They'll just drop a link. It's so unprofessional. And really, you want to rise to the top. You want to separate yourself. Then
yes,
these are the things that are going to help you. And thank you for that, Bo, because
that's a great, I'm actually glad you chimed in, because it is a great perspective for the person who's receiving the information. The person that's opening up that email or that message through Facebook
and you never
or whatever,
know.
Right? You want that person receiving your information, definitely professional. That is so important and very easy. Don't include attachments. Nobody has time to wait for things to download. We want links. They're so easy. You should already have them established. And just a cheat sheet way that you can make it a little bit easier for yourself is everyone's got phones and tablets. You have a note app. Go to all your social media sites. Copy the links to your Facebook page, your Twitter, your whatever. Keep it in your little note app. And then when you're messaging or emailing people, or you have that accessible, so you're not going to Facebook and copying the link. Keep it all in one place. And that actually should translate into you creating that EPK. Put everything in that EPK and make it professional and make it easy for the person getting it.
All right. Well, I want to thank you, Bo, because that's a really great tip for our listeners and all you artists coming up. I can't stress how important good EPK is. So with that, we're going to continue on with our show. And it's time for
MadCat's MadTrax, baby. All right, so this one's coming in. Don't Panic. We haven't heard anything from Don't Panic in almost 8 years, and now they are back, okay, with a song called No Time for Second Chances. And it's all about that current state of the world out there, cancel culture. We all know how that thing's going. One little slip up and everybody's looking to blow up your spot. But here we got this song with great lyrics to a beat that kind of makes you want to party while everybody's trying to cancel you out. I really like it a lot. And here we go. No Time for Second Chances.
Your bats are running, the mob is back, a gun in the out, fill your red. At least that's the word on the street. It's over, they're on to us. You know it's a crime to find a little time to cut those ties. Take a look away from the feed. You're waiting, too late, are you waiting? They said you don't hear me. Might as well just stream me up and never leave me alone. So what did I do wrong? Right now, I think I'm leaving. I thought that second chances were for those that need them the most. So what did I do wrong? Squeezing the fight out of me. The shit is getting old. I'm bleeding, but what's left to bleed? And yet it bleeds me to the bone. It's over, yeah, it's over. They said that you don't hear me. You might as well just stream me up and never leave me alone. So what did I do wrong? Right now, I think I'm leaving. I thought that second chances were for those that need them the most. So what did I do wrong? Make sure to hold me up right by the words I use. What good to jury for the crime when you're on the accused? I may as well just hand the rope and let you tie the noose. And never let me down. You don't hear me, you might as well just straight me up and never leave me alone. So what did I do wrong? Right now, I think I'm leaving. I thought that second chances were for those that needed the most. So what did I do wrong?
And you're back on the balcony with MadCat Nan.
Yo, 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 yo.
It's the favorite time of the show.
Yeah.
The end.
Dip, doo, dip, dip, doo.
So I want to thank our guest, Doug.
Kaetz.
Kaetz.
Yeah, baby.
Wow, what a talent. He's certainly somebody to watch.
He really was. I really dug his
I
stuff.
think he's gonna be up and coming.
I agree. I do
Expect
agree.
great things from him in the future. Thank you to our lovely co-hosts Emily Noel and Bo with your pro tips. As always, just the best. Est.
Yes, the bestest.
And for your first hashtag, you nailed it.
It was a little
You
long-winded.
did.
I mean, if I'm being honest, I know. I recognize I tend to blather on. I'm sorry, but
Nailed it.
yes.
That was
Thank
good.
you.
So I'm going to say goodnight. Say goodnight, folks.
Good night,
Good night, folks.
And we're going to end things tonight with the song from Infinite Eights, Picture of a Life. Good night, everybody from the Balcony Show. We'll catch you next week.
door was the message she left in a note. A still laugh of a blue sky was the image she left in your mind. She's connected the pieces of your life as she's painted the picture of a life. In her bright eyes would start a fire in a dreary night. She came down through the air with sounds, left a portrait of who you are. She's connected the pieces of your life